All right. We are live. We are live. Chat. Okay. Put that out. Hey everybody, sorry I am taking so long. We will get this sorted out. Hey Rick, I got a link coming to you here in just a minute. All right. Well, I sent you the link, Rick. It should be over there. Did you get it? There he is. There he is.
I did get it.
All right, Rick. Good evening.
How are you?
I am blessed. How are you?
Me too. Doing good.
So, I'm upstairs tonight because my wife is not feeling too good. So, instead of being down in the garden, we're going to do our show from up here.
Did you try to start twice or something?
I did start something and then I don't know what it disappeared on me, so I started another one and then and then I figured out, oh well, I got two going.
I see Susan in the chat there said, hello, your other room is still up. That's why I asked, did you start two of them?
I did. Let me see if I can. I don't even know how to go back and shut that down. Let me see if I can figure it out. Anyway, maybe you can. How did your garden season go, Rick?
Well, it went pretty good. My tomato plants died, but everything else did good. It rained so much that the early blight got on my tomato plants and killed just about everything, all of them, you know.
Right.
Good news is instead of having 600, I only had like 180 or something this year, so which is still bad. Still bad.
So, you usually have like 600? I remember that one year you had like 300.
Yeah, and then the following 2 years after that, I went to 600. That was 4 years ago when I had 300. And then I went to 600 2 years in a row, and then I got a little worried because it's so much to keep up with, and I cut it back to about 180.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Okay. I'm showing only one right here when I go into my events page. So I don't know if the other one shut itself down or.
Maybe it did.
Okay. Well, let's get back to this. And
Right there's your good mod if you want one.
who?
Susan right there. She's a mod in
Susan?
mine. She's asking if she can be one.
Sure, go ahead. I don't know how do I set you up?
Go to your right hand side of her name. There's 3 little dots. Click on them, and it'll say Add Moderator, and you just click on that, and you're done.
All right. You are it, Susan. Thank you for volunteering. So you only had 180 plants this year,
Yeah.
and you didn't get very many though.
No, because
Or they all died.
Yeah, they all died. Sure did.
Well, that really blows because I really like your tomato. In fact, I think that's one of the questions I was going to have. What's the biggest tomato that you ever got? I remember seeing a 1 pound and 15 ounce tomato.
I think I had one a little bit over 2 pounds one time, like 2 pounds and maybe 1.5 ounces or something like that, or 2 pound 1 ounce.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Did you do a video on that one?
I don't think I did. I don't know why. I think we carried it up to the store to have it weighed, and it's so many people up there. We all made tomato sandwiches out of it. I never got the video. We ate the thing.
All right. Well, that's it. You made good use of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
What can I say? What can I say?
I got my seed catalogs this year, though. I got Johnny's here. Johnny's Seed Savers Exchange. And this is a new one. Well, not just new. This is Baker's
I don't know if I can make you one or not.
Baker's Creek was pretty this year. Look at this.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one, man. I got that, as a matter of fact. Where is it?
Here's Johnny's ain't too bad either. It's fine.
Yep. Here it is. I got mine, too.
That's pretty cool, ain't it? Gene says he can grow snowballs up there where he's at in Maine.
Right, right. That's what we grow up here right now. We got like 6 or 8 inches of snow, and we got, I don't know, we got more coming. We're supposed to have like 12 by Monday noon. But they call it a winter storm warning, so I don't know.
Where are you located again?
I'm up here in southwestern Michigan.
Michigan, that's right.
It's I'm about 15 miles from the Lake Michigan. And so we get a bunch of lake effect snow all the time.
Right.
And Lois Ann is about, I don't know, 2 hours north of me. So I met her at, we had a thing, like a Michigan YouTube get together this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I met her up there. She's got a pretty good channel.
I like
and
her.
everybody, if you haven't checked out some of Rick's videos, I mean, I know that he's been doing a lot of live streaming lately, but the 2 videos that really struck me was that video that was what would you call it? My biggest, ugliest tomato, or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that video. I sure did.
That was the 1 pound 15 ounce. And then the other one that I remember is when you were saving okra seeds, I think you had your grandkids out there with you or something.
Sure did. And we ground the okra seeds up, put them in a pan, and they helped blow all the chaff off of them.
Right.
And that really made me feel good when I made that video. When I went back and watched them kids helping me do that, the way they were all involved in it, it really blessed my heart to have them in it, you know.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I'm probably going to plant a pretty good sized garden this year too. I need to start some of my seeds probably about the 3rd or 4th week in January.
So you're pretty early on being able to throw them out in the garden.
Well, yeah, you know, in North Carolina, we're pretty southern right here, but I've been starting them. I have started them about the 1st of January, and that's just too early for me. By the time I put them out in March or so, they've done got too big, the plants are. So I'm going to start them a little later. I may even wait till the middle of February for all the summer crops, you know.
Right. So you can. What time do you usually plant in March?
About the 2nd week, 3rd week in March.
Oh, so right around the time change then.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sure do.
So what are your plans for this year?
Well, I'll probably plant a couple of hundred tomato plants like I normally do. 3 or 4 rows of sweet corn. I may try some of that candy corn this year. I've been planting Silver Queen, but I like that candy corn. You know, you've seen Bobby grow that before?
MHP?
Yeah, MHP.
I think so. But I've grown it myself, and it was pretty good.
Was it? You think it's as good as any other corns you tried?
Well, I think my favorite that I got a decent crop off of. Last year I didn't get a decent crop because I was, in and out of the hospital with my wife a lot and doctors and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't even get to harvest half of my garden, but the ones that I liked the best was called Peaches and Cream.
That's what I was trying to think of, and I couldn't think of the name of it. I kept saying candy corn, but I meant Peaches and Cream. They say that's the sweetest corn it is.
It is good. That stuff that's called candy corn is, it's probably a good second.
Right.
Runs a close second, but Peaches and Cream is probably my favorite.
I think that's what I'm gonna write that down. My biggest ugly tomato. There it is. Coming up through the chat.
Cool. Did you find that other one, Susan? The saving okra seeds. That was a really memorable video in my mind, anyway. Oh, wow. Honey and apple cider vinegar. Well, probably the apple cider vinegar, Susan, but the honey is not going to do my wife very much good. She's got a candida problem right now. So she can't have anything that's sugary, unfortunately. I know that honey is a good antibiotic.
It is a good antibiotic. I use it all the time. I got to get me some more bees too, Eric. Mine passed away last winter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had one night when it dropped down to about 5, and then it hit a few degrees below 0, and then it wiped them all out. I said one night. It was 2 or 3 nights in a row, but where it got really cold. But that one night when it dropped about 5 below, we're not used to that here. The bees aren't either.
Yeah, yeah, those I don't know nothing about bees, but I would have thought that they would have been like, I don't know, I guess
Well,
insulated or whatever.
well, they are, but they're not really insulated, but they form a big ball about like this.
Uh,
And they move and keep it heat going. And the colder it gets, the smaller that ball becomes down. And when it gets really, really cold, that ball's so small that if they have to move up to get more food, they can't move because they've done made that ball so small. You know.
Oh,
If it goes
yeah.
on for like 2 or 3 days, you know, they'll die where they can't move to get to food.
Right, right. Gene says he doesn't see how they survive here up there in Maine.
No kidding. I don't either. I don't either, as cold as it is. But
Well, I wonder if they don't, you know, the ones that are up there may be a different variety or something. Where I know I have a friend of mine is a beekeeper. I mean, he drives all over the place, so he don't just keep his bees in one spot. He actually takes them different places to pollinate. So he's gone to like Florida this time of the year, and they're pollinating down in southern Florida or something like that.
mm-hmm. and
And he's
up
got a
there,
big old shop that he keeps his hives in too. So, but I think that in some areas, don't bees, I know that wasps do, they live underground and stuff.
yeah, honeybees don't though. Yeah.
They wouldn't make any hives underground at all.
Mm-mm. No, they're either in trees or in a hole or something like that. Now, yellow jackets will, but not honeybees. Because honeybees are adapted. The ones that up north there, they're adapted for that colder weather. They collect more honey and build more honey, so they have more to eat. They'll survive almost anywhere if they've got enough fuel, which is the honey. They use that fuel to burn it to keep warm, just like we putting fuel in a generator to heat something, or a stove or anything. But if they can't get to that fuel, it's over.
All right. Thank you, Susan, for the links to those videos. Go check out those videos for sure, and go check out all of Rick's videos. He did some on beekeeping too.
I got a whole playlist on those.
Right.
2 or 3 years worth.
I do got probiotics, and I do have homemade or homegrown garlic, so we will be using that as well. Thank you, Susan.
They sure will, Gene. They'll get right in the walls of a building. I've did 2 or 3 cutouts like that around here, out of the side of a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Honeybees and gardening and stuff like that almost goes hand in hand. You know what?
Well, yeah, I would think so.
Oh yeah. I've got. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you gotta have the honeybees to actually pollinate your garden.
Right. I had one year, I had sweet corn growing, and I don't know what the deal was, but it was so many honeybees getting that pollen off the top of those tassels that I did a video on it called Honeybees Pollinating Sweet Corn. And you could see close up 7 or 8, 10 honeybees on one little spot. They were fighting to get it. It was so many of them on a whole row like that. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
Right on the corn, sweet corn. And that's the first time I've ever seen that many bees before, right on corn like that.
Right. So how much work is involved in keeping those?
Well, it's not a huge amount of work, but what has to be done, you got to do it when it needs to be done. You can't wait, or they'll suffer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'll probably, like we was talking about earlier, I'll probably plant corn like that too. We got right many bees around here. And a friend of mine called me the other day, told me I could capture all of his swarms, and I know he's going to have a lot of them. So I got some free bees coming. But I'll probably.
Oh, that would be interesting. Are you going to video that?
Yeah, right there's one coming up through the chat right now. Or no, I ain't got my glasses on. Oh, it's
food for spermaculture.
No, I was talking about what she said. Rick caught a swarm with a fishing pole. And that's true.
Wow.
The name of that video was How to Catch a Honeybee Swarm with a Fishing Rod.
Wow. I missed that one.
Sure did. But I'll plant the regular old things. Green beans, corn, tomatoes, squash. Probably put a row of okra in. Probably start earlier the year with some cabbage. I want to grow some turnip greens this year too. I love turnip greens.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to have some honey dippers too. That's right, Dean. Sure will.
You go grow collards too?
Not really. I have grown them a few times, but I ain't crazy about them, so I don't grow them.
Yeah.
You get me the dippers, Gene, I'll get you some honey. How's that for a deal?
So, did you do good on anything this year?
Yeah, I got the freezer full of sweet corn. Froze a bunch of peppers. We canned about 40 quarts of green beans, maybe 50. I don't know, a bunch of them. Can't remember how many it was. It was 3 or 4 bushels of green beans that we canned. Let's see. I still got turnip greens frozen from the other year, last year, I think it was. But I had a pretty good year. The only thing that the tomatoes got killed off way early. You know, they got up about time they were getting ready to produce, and that's when it kicked in and wiped them out. Got them all, every one of them. It wasn't just me. I've seen YouTubers all across here, from here to Tennessee to almost the tip of Florida, that had a trouble like that because of so much rain.
Oh yeah. I know last year they had a lot of weird tomato problems too, but I guess I didn't see it this year because I was so busy, but I only remember seeing like maybe about 3 videos for this year until you started doing the live streams, and then
right. Yeah, I had
slacked off. What's that?
I had slacked off on the videos because I was having so much trouble with the garden. I was fighting it on some of the stuff, and I just kind of threw it in the towel. And then
now that one video that I do remember is when you showed your friend's hydroponic tomato plant.
That was a whopper.
That was a huge tomato plant.
Yes, it was. You wouldn't believe how many tomatoes come off of that plant. You wouldn't believe it. Oh God.
Well, the hydroponic ones are pretty neat because you can just keep feeding them, and as long as you keep them in where it's warm, or you move them in where it's warm, or something, you just keep feeding them and they keep producing.
Right.
He's probably still getting tomatoes off of them.
No, he pulled that thing up at the end of the year. He got tired of it. He didn't know what to do with all of it, so many of them.
Right.
Hey, JD, how are you?
Hey, JD. We're just having a good time talking about gardening.
Yep. But I hope to do a little better this year. Yeah, I got frustrated with it, and I started throwing in the towel on a lot of it because the tomatoes is my mainstay. You know, I love those tomatoes, and when they started going south, I almost gave up on the rest of it.
Right. I think tomatoes is like one. I mean, I started on tomatoes. You know, my very first little garden was like 3 tomato plants and 3 pepper plants or something like that.
Right.
So I've always had a special spot in my heart for tomatoes. Sounds like you're about the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're my favorite, no doubt, hands down, no question about it. I love them, absolutely love them. I grow German Johnson and Big Beef every year. That German Johnson heirloom, I love it. It's got the best taste of any tomato, the best homegrown taste that I've ever tasted. Yeah.
And so you get those at Baker Creek or you get those at Johnny's?
I can get them at both, but I get them at Johnny's because they're certified, grown there, and you know it's true seed. It'll grow out an actual German Johnson. Yeah. I'd rather buy them from Baker's Creek, but I get the Big Beef Johnson from Johnny's since they grow their own seed and certify it. You know, that's what that big beef steak is. It's a big beef steak tomato. Sure is.
Do you ever grow any like cherry tomatoes or
I grew
any of those?
Praxis one time. That Praxis cherry.
Oh, yeah.
Sure did.
Did it produce good?
Yeah. And
Did you save the seeds?
No, I didn't save the seeds. I wished I had. Didn't I?
Anything that tastes that good, I would save the seeds. In fact, like my favorite, the last couple of years was the black cherry tomato from Baker Creek.
Right.
And I just saved the seeds from that one and replanted them.
I probably got those seeds left somewhere where I can plant them again. That's probably why I didn't do it. I already had plenty of them. I probably got 6-gallon bags full of seeds, different kinds in my freezer, frozen in the seed vault of my own. Yeah.
Right. So you freeze your seeds?
Yeah, absolutely. I get them really, really good and dry. Make sure they're thoroughly dry and taken in somewhere low moisture content, dried again. And then after they dry, I put them in the freezer. And then when you bring them back out and they heat back up in that spring again and get some moisture, they think it's time to go, time to grow.
Yeah, that would make sense. I usually, the last couple of years, I don't have enough time to pick all the tomatoes. So what ends up happening is I end up getting out there and pulling up tomato plants and there's already tomatoes that have fallen all over the ground and they just sit there, and then in the springtime they grow right on up and I just like thin them out. When there's a big old cluster of them, I keep 1 or 2 and move on, and then I find another big old cluster and keep one or two. And I got my continual tomato harvest.
Right. That's the way Food Forest says they do them too. Put them in the fridge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how big do you have your garden?
That one, the biggest one is probably 3/4 of an acre, maybe. Then I've got two more smaller ones. That's just like 20 or 30 by 40 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
The other problem I had this past year was deer. Deer eat all the sweet potatoes up. They wiped out a bunch of stuff. They wore out my green beans, but I had 6 rows of them. They couldn't eat that many. So many of them.
Well, I seen you did a deer hunting video one time too. Didn't you have your grandkids in on that?
Well, it wasn't a deer hunting video. We were shooting out in the back, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
I think that's the one you're talking about. We were shooting out in the back.
Yeah.
I did that Carolina Reaper challenge over where she's talking about right there. You didn't see that, did you?
I did not see that video.
That was a live stream where, you know Country Girl, right?
Yeah.
And Samwise Goji.
I saw him come in on a live stream the other day and say hi to you. Like, I think it was that when you were doing that Christmas giveaway.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen him with you on a live stream because I just, I get to, like, most of the time when I get to be, come in on the chat on the live stream with you guys, I'm in and out, and then maybe I'll come back in and talk for a minute or say hi again or whatever. And I think the longest I've been in there is like about half an hour, and that's when I was actually cooking breakfast for the kids. But I don't get the opportunity to just sit, and watch and talk and stuff very much. So, but you were going to tell me something about Country Girl. And
we did a Carolina Reaper challenge where this past year I had some things that did pretty good in the garden. One was my Carolina Reaper peppers, which is the hottest pepper in the world.
Okay.
And Country Girl, Sam, and another guy called Drunken One, we did a live stream on it, and they ate those 3 peppers in the live stream. That was a pretty good stream. It was close to 100 people there in the stream that night. So.
Oh wow.
But it was good. We had a good time there watching that. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that stream better than any I think I've had so far.
Right.
But I got hooked on.
Was that like one of the first ones you did?
No, not the first one.
No, but was it one of the first ones?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, that was a pretty good show that put together there.
Right.
See, I live streamed with Bobby Sprinkle for about 4 months, trying to help him build up his channel. Every day, 4 or 5 hours a day.
Oh, so you were on live stream on his channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to build his channel up to get him up to 10,000 views to monetize.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to do on this channel, but it just goes. It takes a little bit,
Yep.
but
we did it. He went from like 2,000 or 3,000 views to 10,000 in 4 months. 3.5 months. Sure did.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, right there's that pepper challenge coming up through there.
All right. I will go check that out. I'll be back.
You'll be back. No, don't do that. Save it for later, Eric. That's my job. I got to get up and go here in a minute. I got to go outside and smoke.
You got to get up and go here in a minute. Go outside.
I'm just kidding. I do that all the time on the stream. But
Yeah, I know.
That's where I really got seasoned in live streaming and learned what to do, you know, and how to do it there.
So how do you do that? I mean, you got, yeah, I noticed that, you like flip back and forth from your phone to your laptop or whatever you got in there, your desktop.
Right. It just comes with experience. You just learn how to do it, you know.
Right.
You learn in advance that you better have a Hangouts opened on the page, you know. You better have it opened on here where you click. If you need to, you get to it right then. You can't wait, you know. It can't wait to fool around with it, you know. You got to have it when you need it right then.
Right. Right.
Just little tricks like that you learn from experience.
Well,
Gene.
Haven't grown up enough for live stream yet.
Yeah, he's older than I am. I'm 54.
Well, how old are you?
I play a 39-year-old gardener, redneck gardener on YouTube on the live stream, Eric.
You do?
I play one in a live stream on YouTube.
But you're really only 22?
No. I said I play a 39-year-old on YouTube in a live stream. She's going to give me some lip. I'm 54, Eric. I'm 54.
You're 54?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a couple years on me. Not too much. I'll be 52 this year.
Right.
Coming up.
Or I'm actually 44. I've just been that many 10 times. I've been 44 10 times.
44 10 times.
I've been trying to take some of the family with the flu. Oh, no. Don't do that, Lois. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow. Wow. So, anything else you want to talk about, Rick? We've covered the gamut of bees and okra and tomatoes and sweet corn and ghost peppers and.
I just enjoy gardening. I like it. It's therapeutic. You know what I mean? It's a lot of hard work, but when you harvesting this stuff, the benefit from harvesting and all that just gives you a feeling that you can't hardly explain. It's makes it all worth it.
Right. So is that like your full-time occupation, or, I mean, you plant a lot of plants, so do you I know Chuck over at Fenster Farm, he's got them greenhouses and he's always selling at farmers markets and stuff like that.
I have a stand that I put up down here in the front of the little farm and sell off about anything I can grow right there. I don't have to take it anywhere, which helps me a lot. You know, I can sell it cheaper and move it faster and not have to haul it around. You know.
Right.
Those beefsteaks are about as good as it gets, Gene. Early girl or early boy or early pig for your area up there is something that grow really fast too. They're not as big as a beefsteak, but they grow really quick.
They only got like a 60-day to maturity thing or something like that.
And I have 120 almost. Some summers, you know. I can pull it. If mine don't grow right, I can pull them up and grow them again, start all over, you know.
Right. Well, yeah, you got a way longer growing season,
right?
Don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, when do you get your first frost?
Well, it depends. I think it was November something this year.
Yeah. Well, we've had years where it didn't really frost until November, but
I mean late November.
Our average early frost date in the fall is like October 9th or something like that.
Whatever the date is on that Carolina Reaper challenge, I was worried that they was going to get frosted on before that challenge got there and it killed my peppers, but it didn't happen. So it's on after whatever the date is on that challenge video is.
Oh, okay. All right.
See, that's a video, but it's a live stream. You know what I mean, Eric?
Right. It was kind of a planned out live stream rather than just
Right.
We're gonna have Sunday morning chat or Wednesday morning chat or Wednesday evening chat, or we're just gonna throw and see what happens. It was more of a planned thing.
Yep, sure is. Gene had snow in October. Yeah, you'd have to get a short day, least growing season days you could get on your tomatoes, Gene, if you grow them.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna call it quits because we've covered the gamut, and I'm sure that Rick needs to go outside. So that's our 2 cents for the day.
Must have been early now. It must have been October then when it frosted. Well, Eric, I appreciate you having me on.
Well, thank you.
And
thank you for coming. And need to. My wife isn't doing too good right now, so I'm gonna get off of here. I don't mean to cut everybody off so short, but
no, that's okay.
I'm gonna go over there and see how she's doing.
Cool, man. I hope she gets better. We'll be thinking about her.
All right. Well, thank you. God bless you guys.
All right. You have a good one.
You too.
Bye, everybody in the chat. We'll see y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye.